Welcome everyone to Fanboy Frenzy, the only podcast turned YouTube video that's more electrifying than Storm's bedroom. I am your host, Ryan Jarvis, and for this episode, I wanted to talk about the D, what we like to call Destiny. Destiny has been out for over 90 days right now, 3 months into the market. And so a lot of people are kind of wondering, well, has Destiny been a success or a failure? And I'm not talking just like facts, figures, and money, because they can make that bitch rain after the first 10 days because, fiscally speaking, Destiny, their $500 million budget was basically made in what, 7 days, 10 days, or something like that. So obviously money is no question when it comes to Bungie. However, here's what I'm wanting to focus on for this video. I want to talk about, has Destiny really been the game 90 days in that we were promised, or has it been a game that has been next gen? Because there's a lot of talk about next gen. And so I want to kind of give you my thoughts and feelings on the game and to kind of touch base on a few things that were not mentioned on our Fanboy Frenzy's latest podcast dealing with the same subject. And I wanted to discuss in brief just, my overall thoughts on the game and how I feel 90 days into it. Well, I guess the best place to start is what happened when I first began to play Destiny. Many months ago, we got the beta. I played the shit out the beta. I had all 3 characters maxed out to 8, happy as hell. I got all this good gear, and then what happened? Everybody out there knows. They snatched it. Took all the shit away, and then said, we can't keep it in the game for one reason, because we're going and we're changing the logistics of some things, so therefore, you can't keep your stuff. Okay, well, I can roll with that, all right? I don't see myself as being someone unreasonable. I'm cool with that. If it's going to enhance the gameplay experience and I'm a man that's like, hell yeah, do it. However, the game comes out middle of September. Much to my dismay and everybody else I know, the very first 2 hours of the game was exactly what was in the beta. So I was like, instantly, the game kind of struck me wrong because I'm like, damn, man, I just got the beta and I played it, and a month later, the game comes out, and then you got like the first 2 hours are gone. So basically, it's like I bought 80% of a game. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking, damn, the dialogue didn't change, the backgrounds didn't change, the enemies didn't change. Shit. Now what? This can't be good, right? Well, then I start playing the game, and oh god, this damn game. So I'm just talking the first 4 to 6 weeks here. You guys will feel my pain out there, I'm sure, Guardians. So I'm playing the game, and I'm getting into it again. I get past the first 2 hours like normal, and I'm fighting the Devil's Lair fucking like 6 times. You guys know what I'm saying. And then I finally get to new story missions, if you want to call it story missions, because clearly, and I've touched on it before in our podcast, our audio podcast, that you can download on mixcloud.com/fanboyfrenzy. Nice plug. But, the gist is, the story's really non-existent in Destiny. I'm not the only one that's saying it. You got your guys out there like Francis, or you got Angry Joe, or all these other reviewers out there, and they all pretty much say the same. What the fuck happened, Bungie? What happened to your story capabilities? Well, so all this stuff starts compounding. Now it's kind of like a snowball that started out the size of my fist, and now this bitch is like the size of the Statue of Liberty, and it's just tumbling. And as the game continues on, and I keep playing, I'm 3 or 4 weeks into it, I'm really stoked for Borderlands, the pre-sequel. And so basically, Destiny to me has just been a time drain at the beginning, waiting on the pre-sequel. Well, right about a week before the pre-sequel came out, I started to, get a little bit more into it, but yet I'm still getting frustrated because the Cryptarch is a hoe, and he's like, never giving me any good gear. I'm bringing purple engrams, and he's giving me the shit. He's giving me green, uncommon garbage, which, obviously they patched that, but before that I was at my breaking point. I just wanted to take the damn Cryptarch and ground and pound his ass like UFC and just beat him into submission. And, I'd be all for like a old school NES Blades of Steel moment where you could just punch the shit out of the Cryptarch. But, hey, they didn't put that in the update. But eventually it got to the point where I'm like, okay, well, maybe the game is it's just not for me. So a couple of friends of mine were playing a strike one night, and this is right before the Borderlands pre-sequel came out. And again, I'm sitting there, busting out strikes, I'm getting purple engrams, I'm like, damn you, I'm going to be able to get some more gear, better gear, and influence this light meter so I can actually level up, because it got to be a pain in the ass staying stagnant all the time. Well, I go and I have like 4 fucking like legendary Ingrams. I got 4 of these things. I turn them all in, and it gives me like some bullshit like Rust Burner 1.5 cc. You guys all know what I'm talking about. It is the stuff that makes you want to snap like King Shamrock. You just want to put an ankle lock on the controller while you're playing it. But I digress. I shut off for the night. I boot it down. I pick up the game case and look at it like I'm looking at the Necronomicon, because this shit was dead to me at this point. But then I noticed something odd. And I mean real odd. And maybe you noticed it too. Did you ever notice that the hunter, look at his hand placement. Hey, look, the gun is facing in front of him. Look at his feet. Them bitches are pointing straight north. But look at his head. They put his damn head on backwards. What the fuck, Bungie? How do you miss something like that? I mean, okay, if whoever's QAing your shit, you better fire him. Okay. I'm going to calm. Zen moment. This was about 7 weeks ago. I was at that breaking point. This shit right there is what drove me to the breaking point. I'm like, okay, it isn't bad enough that you're wasting my time. I work. I got a family. I ain't got time for this shit right here. I don't have time for the Cryptarch taking my legendaries and taking and turning this shit into green. I don't have time to do strikes where I'm stuck on like the main boss and the douchebags that I'm playing with freaking just bounce out on me and leave me to do it alone. But let's fast forward a little bit. I give Borderlands the free sequel, and it was a turd on a plate covered with chocolate sprinkles. And I know I ain't the only one that thinks it. You have to believe it out there for realsies. So I skip and I come back to Destiny. I heard they changed things. The update came. The DLC is now here. And so now I have to ask myself, Ryan, do I feel that the game is better? And I have to say, yes. I think that the updates that Destiny has done lately has been exactly what we needed. I think, personally, with the first, 20% of the game actually being from the beta, when it carried over into the real game, I felt cheated. I felt like there just wasn't as much there. And the fact that there's like 5 or 6 strikes, I'm doing that shit like over and over again on a loop. It's like being in Groundhog Day. The DLC was exactly what was needed at the right time, because it brought me back into it. And for some reason, I don't know what it is, a switch clicked up here, and now I'm enjoying it. The extra added story missions make the mundane strikes a little less mundane, because I can take a break from that, go do a story mission or something like that. Go do a new bounty, what have you. So I think that all in all, Destiny has came a long way. And you can't be upset with Bungie. You can be upset with them for shit like that, but you can't be upset with them for, because the fact that they actually are listening to the fans, We want materials to upgrade your stuff. We want it to be bought, so we don't have to farm forever. That's great. Now maybe on the next update, Bungie, you'll make it where you don't need so many damn ascendant shards. I'm sorry. That's my bad. My therapist told me about that. But it's bullshit. How do you have to have so many? I break down everything. I basically break down all my purple gear, send my guy out naked into the battlefield just so I can upgrade a fusion rifle that isn't as good as the one I'm going to get later. Oh, my God. But I wouldn't be as bad so long as they would actually just let you buy Ascendant Shards. So Bungie, come here. If you're listening, please, for my sanity and the millions of other Guardians that's protecting the area, please let us buy that shit, okay? Thank you. I understand why they're doing it. And Guardians, you understand well too. They're doing it to hide the fact that the game will not take you but a cup of coffee to beat if they didn't have that barrier in there keeping you from leveling up at a fast pace. So please, all the fanboys and fangirls out there, you may think I'm a little harsh on the game, but quite frankly, I was a whole lot harsher 2 months ago. But I actually am enjoying the game now. I really am. And I find it very exciting to play most of the time. And it just seems like the game, for me, something clicked, like I said before. And now I'm enjoying it more than when I first got it. So, Destiny, keep it up. Keep adding the updates. And we're thankful for all of you to tune in and listen to a little mini rant. And there's many more to come because there's a lot of stuff I'm a little frustrated about in gaming, not just games, but business practices. Perhaps that'll be for the next episode. But we thank you, fanboys and fangirls, for tuning in to this particular show this week. We asked you to go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/Fanboy Frenzy, and like the page. Get involved with the page. It's for the fanboys and fangirls out there. And we actually are starting to do contests. We're putting the Skype number out there so you can call in whenever we promote in advance when we're going to do the show. We've really been big about letting the fans call in and kind of give their 2 cents. We don't censor. You call in, you just lay it out the way you feel. Moreover, you can listen to those podcasts on mixcloud.com/Fanboy Frenzy. And of course, right here on the YouTube channel, Fanboy Frenzy is going to continue to put videos out so that we can make our mark on the YouTube universe and let everybody know that fanboys and fangirls still exist right now, even when we're talking about the D. But I'll see all of you guardians, male and female, next time and on the battlefield.